The setters in this video put the defensive flaw on display that Eric GMS has been seeking to point out to teams and coaches in a different way, and maybe it will be easier to see what we've been talking about. Hopefully, it will help those that were having a hard time conceptualizing and seeing the alleged defensive systemic flaw leading to the donut, popover, and the 10-foot line points that cause teams worldwide to give away points that could have been avoided. We've talked about track, decide, commit. The video you are watching shows what happens when teams don't track, decide, commit, and communicate, and move as a unit in relationship to the ball movement on the opponent's side of the court. The astute setters here are taking advantage of the stagnancy of their opponent and doing two things. One is they are tracking the gaps on the opponent's side of the court due to them not moving and adapting to the attack being formulated against them, and setting up the spikes accordingly for the spike or sending the ball over into the gap themselves. Again, this highlights the theme of Eric gap management system. When the opponent has the ball, your team must move with the ball covering the four most likely critical gaps. When the front line goes up to block the spike, the player directly behind must move up to cover the 10-foot line to protect against a popover. Depth and angles must be covered as teammates move around to get the ball. Other teammates must fill those gaps left behind. Notice how the team that gets scored on each sequence, you'll see the two players in the zones not being attacked are just standing there, standing still. When your team doesn't have the ball, all players must move together to cover gaps, depths, and angles. You'll also notice the team getting scored on tends to not move until the opponent spikes or pops the ball over, leaving them no time to get to the ball. The track, decide, commit method of movement and communication helps to ensure that all likely critical gaps are being covered at all times in relation to where the ball is on the opponent's side of the court and their body language and angle of body. If you wait to react until the ball is being spiked to your side of the court, you will be late most times, and avoidable mistakes will lead to losing sets you could have and should have won. Tying it all in. Here it is in sum. Communication is the glue that ties all cues together. As your defensive unit tracks the ball on the opponent's side of the court, give each other verbal prompts and cues to let each other know what you are seeing, such as deep, 10-foot line, left, etc. This will give your defensive unit the information it needs to process and make better decisions during the track, decide, commit sequence. The content of these training videos is not to make your team amazing, as we are sure that your coach is already doing a good job at that. Instead, it is to help the team as a unit be amazing more consistently. As your defense learns to become more consistent in its decisions and movement, less mistakes will be made, more gaps will be covered, and more sets will be won. Remember, offense scores points, but defense wins games. It is my intention and hope that every Eric GMS training video gives your team food for thought that helps you close the gap between where you are now and your true potential. Please reach out if rising to your team's next level is something you are interested in. We are ready when you are. Please leave any comments or questions you may have below.